So, welcome everyone for today's Bhagavad Gita session. We'll be continuing from where we stopped, and we stopped at 3:10, and 3:11 will continue. So, in this third chapter, we discussed few things. Just a very quick recap. So, yeah, Arjuna's question was, why you want me to fight when my intelligence says that that this war is very ghastly, it has very terrible consequences. Better I keep it away. Then why you want me to fight? Why you want me to do this fruitive work of fighting? Krishna says, no, we have to do work because we will be anyway helplessly, forced to act. We won't be static. We won't remain idle. Most of us won't remain idle. We'll always like to do something. So better to do something which, our psychophysical nature supports, right? When people say, I like to do this thing, I like to do that thing, I like to do stitching, I like to play cricket. And if you stop them, then they'll be always disturbed, right? We cannot make them sit also. And with ourselves also, like we can just cannot sit alone. We have to do some work. And by our psychophysical work, some work is there. Like someone likes commerce, someone likes science and technology. They like to work in that. But if you try to stop them, then then what will happen? The person will become sad and depressed, and ultimately will do that thing somehow or the other. So better, why to be pretender? Hmm? Be sincere and do your work by detachment. So perform your prescribed duty, even if it is fighting and ghastly, and do it as a sacrifice for Vishnu in a detached mode. Okay, not by attached to the fruit, but in a detached mode, as a duty. Do that, as a sacrifice to Vishnu. Then you will be satisfied. Then you will be remaining free from bondage and peaceful. Now, when Krishna uses the word sacrifice, he tells that this is not a new concept. And he says, last time we discussed this, in the beginning of creation, that means when the earth was created, that time only this process of yagya, sacrifice, was discussed. And Vishnu said, be when he populated this whole universe, he said, use this process of yagya, and by which you'll be happy, and then you'll achieve liberation. Be thou happy by this yagya, because its performance will bestow upon you everything desirable for living happily and achieving liberation. So what Krishna is trying to explain here is how to remain in this world, live in this world happily also, and on the side by perform spiritual activity to get liberation, to get mukti. Okay, to break the cycle of birth and death. Both should happen simultaneously, and that way happens is through sacrifice, yagya. Okay, now we'll go into the details of it. देवान् भावयतेन ते देव भावयन्तु व परस्परं भावयन्तः श्रेयपरम अवा अवासत अवाप्सत यतः. The demigods being pleased by sacrifices, they will please you, and thus by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all. So we live on the earth, right? There are planets, sun planet, moon planet. Can you tell me an example of importance of a sun on this planet? What is that one example that you can give that, without sun we just cannot live?
Photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis, right? Okay. The plants need light so that they can, grow, and leaves can grow, and then we eat leaves. Okay. Even basic to that, even basic to what the plant needs.
Light.
Huh?
Light. Light in
Life.
the
What? Light, even basic
light,
to
light.
light, even basic to light. When we put a seed in the ground, what is the first thing we do? Do we give it light or we give something else?
Water.
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 Now, how does the sun play a role in getting water? Think back our
The
7th standard, 8th standard.
By making
the
clouds,
water cycle
Yeah,
vessel.
water cycle, right?
water cycle.
That the sun, it it evaporates water, and through which the clouds are created, and then there's a low pressure, high pressure. The clouds move into low pressure area, and when they hit the mountains, they rain and water comes. This water is used by both men, animals, plants, right? Through which plants grow, men and animals subsist on plants, right? Grains, like that. So this whole process is happening. So sun planet plays an important role. Modern science definitely says sun's planet plays this important role. According to Vedic science, in the sun planet, there are demigods. There are these powerful beings who are living in the sun, and they are controlling the motions of the sun. Okay, the sun god. So these are the demigods. Similarly, there's moon. What is the role of a moon? There is high tide, low tide, right, in the waters. If you know about it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Second thing, Bhagavad Gita says that the plants get their juice, their particular taste, because of the moonlight. Because of the moonlight, they get a particular taste. Um, so so these are the roles of the demigods, So they will provide all this when we perform yagya to them. So the process is like this. Just like, if you can see this picture. Um, what's this? Okay. If you can see this picture on the left, we give tax to the government, right? Don't we? Then what does the government do in return? It
They
provides
provide
us
services.
Provide
facility, provides us
services. Yeah.
facility, right? So
Yeah.
similarly, this is a cycle of tax and benefit and uh, you know tax and what features and all that. So this is the cycle of how the government works. Okay. Similarly, in the universal kingdom, hmm, in the universal kingdom, there is also a cycle, and that cycle is cycle of sacrifice. Now, what is cycle of sacrifice? Cycle of sacrifice is like if we do our duties, actions, we all got some duties to do as a citizen, as a father, as a mother, as a brother, as a whatever work we are doing, as a businessman, as a doctor, as army personnel. Some duties we have, right? We should do those duties according to the law and according to honesty, morality, ethically. Okay, when we perform those duties properly, not out of selfishness but selflessness, out of duty, then that is also sacrifice. The demigods are happy. Just like if you follow the traffic rules, the traffic police is happy, right? He's not worried, oh, today I need to give some tickets and all that. He says everybody follows finely, then I'm happy. So when we perform our duties nicely, then that is there. Then second thing is, this sacrifice also includes what? It includes offering to the demigods, like grains and water in the fire sacrifice or in some puja. So all that rituals is also sacrifice. Some part of our earning, we are giving it back to the demigods in their service, as written in the Vedas. So Vedas may say you do perform this puja, use this grain, have a fire sacrifice, chant these mantras, put the fire grains into the fire, the ghee into the fire. That is also sacrifice. So what we are doing, recently Onam had, right? Onam, Pongal, Makar Sankranti. This is a very agrarian festival actually, right? It is a harvest time, and that time some food is offered to the demigods, is offered to Vishnu, right? They they offer it in fire sacrifice, and that is also a yagya. So the demigods get satisfied if they offered like this. And just like we give tax and all that, the government provides us with water, light, electricity, hospitals, etc. Similarly, the demigods, what they provide, what is the basic provision that we need? It's rain, water, right? So they provide with rain, and with rain, what comes out? Food grains. Plants grow, grains grow. Then we eat on that. We subsist on that food grains. Then that food grains, we again offer it to the Supreme Lord. Just like in a sacrifice we were offering, we again offer it. If you see this Makar Sankranti festival and all that, we are offering it to the demigod. We are offering it to the Vishnu. That then the Lord is happy, and He has provided us with the Vedas, which will tell what is our karma, what is our duty to be performed. And when we do our duty, we again sacrifice the grains to the Supreme Lord. This particular cycle keeps bringing us rain and then food like this. This keeps us happy. If you don't pay taxes, what happens? The government will run after us, right? Wherever we go. So similarly, if we don't do this sacrifice, then demigods won't give us rain, or they may give us too much rain, which is of no use, or they may give too little rain, again no use. So there is a universal government that is working in this universe. Somehow modern science doesn't explain this. They don't say, they say there are universal laws. The sun, the moon, everything is moving in certain formulas and elliptical coordinates and circles and etc. in this particular motion and all that. But they don't go further and find out that there are living beings in those planets and they have big control over the universe. So this is what universal government is, and this is how the cycle of sacrifices. Then we get a benefit out of it. Does this does this does this help in understanding? Hmm?
Yes.
Any questions here?
Um, like often now, we see in movies or even in news that that we give prasad or in temples. And like this was highlighted a lot. If you there was a time when this was highlighted that we offer milk to the shivling, and
Right.
we offer food, and
Flowers.
yes, 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 yes.
Hmm.
And so I saw a clip. So basically, they had compiled all the temples and the videos. Like everything was. So it was basically a compilation of all this. And in the end, it showed that everything in the end, like everything goes into wastage.
Hmm. Hmm.
So like, there was this it was a controversial video. I mean, and the comments had mixed reviews. So what is your opinion on this?
So this is a good question. Um, so first thing, we have to go for statistics. We have to go for real numbers. You know, there is definitely milk, grains, ghee, flowers offered. Right? These are the four main ingredients. Right? Anything more?
Yes,
Water.
water.
Anything more? Agarbatti
Uh,
and all that is fine.
huh.
Simple things. No,
Oh,
these are the
yeah.
main things. No? Okay, this is what we offer in the temple. Okay. Now, there are certain things. If you offer to a shivling, then one doesn't consume. One doesn't consume this milk, water when it is offered to a shivling, according to the Vedas. Now, if it is offered to Vishnu to do Abhishek, then it is consumed. It doesn't go waste. Okay. And to other demigods, yes, no, whatever, whatever the Vedas will tell. So, where the kind of wastage is going? when it is offered to shivling, right? Like that's it. No? How much is the amount? Let's compare that with hotels. 5-star hotels. Just 5-star hotels will take. How much amount of flowers they use? Do you know? 5-star hotel, how many amount of flowers they use?
A lot, I guess, and they have to use fresh flowers, I
Yeah,
guess,
they're
every
very
day.
expensive flowers they use. Very expensive and lot and every day. It is not
They need to
plastic
change,
flower there.
yeah, every day.
Yeah. Hmm? um, don't they use milk, ghee, grains, flowers, water, right? All of these ingredients they also use. Hmm? How much of that is going into wastage? Whole thing goes wastage. This is just for decoration. Why? It is just for decoration. Okay. Here, it is offering. What it is? Yagya. To please. To please God. Right? At least here something is happening, right? This is complete wastage, right? Decoration. Shadi ka decoration. Just one day. Oh yeah, we forgot. Uh, take all the shadis, na? Marriage, decoration and all that. Okay. Like I said, there are few things offered to the shivling, right? One cannot consume. That is there. Vedas say. So that is being distributed to beggars. Sometimes it's distributed to beggars or animals. It is not like this. It is wasted. It is given to beggars or animals. What is happening here when the food, leftover food? Just take 5-star hotels or any hotels. Only few of it goes to the beggars, right? Animals and all. Everything gets wasted, right? That has been put into dustbin, right? Yes or no? Are you aware of this or not?
So here one thing I
Not
wanted
much.
to mention.
Yeah.
So 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 basically it's not the what I think is that it's not the problem with the hotel or it's not the problem with the temple. It's a problem. It's an issue that how they manage the extra things. Like if I talk about the temple basically I'm talking about the ISKCON temple. All over the world is in ISKCON temple. The milk that we offer to the Lord, the flowers we offer to the Lord, the whatever we offer to the Lord, that we offer to the Lord, it's basically given as a charnamrit to all the devotees. Right. So it is
Right.
not like a waste.
It's
It's not a
not.
waste.
It's not wasted.
It's
See.
not wasted. So it is, and the water is also is like it is given like amrit, like because this water
Yeah.
comes from the whole body and
Yeah.
comes from the
See, the
Lord, so
question
it
is,
comes to
yeah,
your
the,
water.
the question is of wastage. The amount of wastage that is happening in hotels and restaurants and other places, right, is much more than compared to temples. And in temple,
Yeah,
there is a feeling like, oh, if we cannot consume, then at least animals should consume or beggars should consume, right? That is not that thought process is not there in the hotels. It is
and
destroyed,
the thing is, I,
right?
I think like for here we offer all those things to the Lord. Like
Yeah.
means the
Another thing
deities
is this is an
basically.
offering and this is gratification, basically.
Yeah,
So this is at least,
and for the gratification there is huge number
yeah,
because every
yeah,
people you have to give that. But if you go to temple, there are some 2 or 3 deities max to max, right? 2 or 3 deities, and so these 3 deities,
right.
how
So
much you are
even
going
if
to
they
offer?
come with the numbers, right? If you look at
Yeah,
the wastage is small. If they go to Vishnu
yes.
temple, then everything is consumed back. There is there in the Shivlinga, one need not consume, but then that whole thing is not wasted. It's given to beggars or animals. So if we go and look at the reality, right? Definitely a lot of things are used, but at the end, they had been distributed to the beggars. They have been distributed to the devotees who come there. And its purpose is not for gratification, its purpose is to please, to perform the yakya. What is the purpose of hotels? Gratification. Paisa do, then only these flowers and all that will come, right? What happens to the food that remains there? Waste, no? Very few hotels they actually give it to the beggars. Yes or no? See, when we look at the reality is different. Some temples may be wasting, but then 90% of the hotels are wasting. That is definitely there. Agreed? We just know it.
Yes, yes.
I'll just show you. You'll be surprised. See, we have this bread, no? Um, let's say. Um, See, this bread is there, right? So, in the foreign countries, no, um, so much of waste is there. I'll be like, if we just go around now, we'll look what they exact see. This is a bread, right? Now, if they make they make sandwiches, but they never make sandwiches of the end bread, right? They always make sandwiches of the middle bread. Yes.
Yes, true.
So where
And
does
we
the
don't
end?
use it at
Yeah.
home as well.
No, at home it's fine. I'm just talking about the industry. Do you know where this side bread goes? There was an article
No.
on that. Yeah, there was an article on that I I had seen it. Brown bread. What to say? Let's see. If I get that picture, you'll really advise. Okay, sandwich bread. Waste. Let's see. Oh, oh, okay. Uh, I should know the exact word. See, there are so many things. Thousands of tons of breads are wasted every year. If you go for the reality, right? The reality is different. You just have to Google. But I'm going to show you something even um, um okay. Let's see.
Maybe could share it on group later if you're not able to find it.
No, just give me a minute. There was border. Okay. Brown border bread waste. I'm hitting it. Ah, okay. Okay. Let's see. Sorry for showing you all these pictures. But there was an article which I had read that all these, see, these are all the ends of the bread, right? Just because they don't make sandwiches of the ends of the bread, all that ends of the bread they are getting wasted. They put it directly in the dustbin. And this was found, where does the end of the bread goes? So they found it was going directly in the dustbin. So if you go and look for the exact, what to say, exact figures of wastage, right? Then we'll be surprised. Then we'll see the hotels and the food industry. They are like 20-30% of the food is wasted, right? What to say? 20-30% is such a big number. So So yeah, go for the real facts and all that. Know that in a temple there are two things are happening. One is whatever we are offering, it is a yagya. According to Bhagavad Gita, we have to do yagya. We have to do this sacrifice. Okay, otherwise demigods won't be happy. Okay. Second thing is, after doing this offering, it is consumed by beggars and animals. And then in Vishnu temple, it is consumed by everything. Devotees consume everything. Nothing goes waste. So reality is different. Some temples there will be some wastage. I agree on that. There are some temples where wastage happens, but not in all temples. Okay. So does that help?
Yes, yes, it
Yeah.
surely does.
Yeah. Understand the basic why this whole thing is happening, and
Yes, I asked because I didn't know
yeah,
I didn't have the factual knowledge. I just
right.
had, what I hear,
What
what's
yeah, what we
trending,
hear,
what's
and then we
trending.
may get disturbed and all that.
Yeah, what's trending is what I
Yeah.
had seen.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So um so yeah, this offering food to the Lord, there are two things in the fire. So in the fire definitely goes into the fire as yagya, and it reaches the demigod. Second thing is, when we cook food, we offer it to the Lord, that whole plate comes back to us, right? It doesn't get wasted, no? So we are consuming the whole thing. So there is no waste also in this process. And suppose we may not be able to eat the whole food, what we do, we give it to the beggar or to animals. Agree? Yeah. So that is the culture. The question is, we should also understand that the culture of temple is not to waste, whereas the culture of hotel is, what is the culture of hotel? This is waste on the priority list? No. Whatever goes bad, throw it away. Do they give it to the beggars? Very few restaurants give. Not everybody gives. Most of the time, they're just packing it in the plastic bags and throwing it away. Do you know why they don't want to give it to the beggars? Because then the beggars will start in line in front of them. So then there are these startups now. What they do is the leftover food, the leftover ingredients from the malls and all that, they collect it and they distribute it freely, or they give it to the hotels where they can use this expired items and they can cook something or distribute it. This is what is happening. These are some of the startups are doing that. They're doing it in US also, they're doing it in India also. So this propaganda and all that, we should go for the facts and then it will get clear. Okay. So let's go through the purport. The demigods are empowered administrators of the material affairs. So I talked about the universal government. No? So there are demigods: fire god, water god, Agni, Varuna, Yamraj, Indra, like that. So they are administrators of various departments of the universe. So they supply air, light, water, and other benedictions for maintaining the body and the soul of the every living entity is entrusted to the demigods. See why this knowledge is important? Can you tell me why this universal government knowledge is important? Suppose you go to some other country. Suppose you go to America or UK. What do you need to know the laws of that place? The traffic laws, the tax laws. Do you need to know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise, if you break some law, then they won't say that, oh, you don't know, so we will excuse you. No. If you, whether you knew or you don't know, we don't care. You broke it, you have to pay the fine. You see? So in this universal government on the earth that we are living, there is a universal government, and we need to understand these laws, that there are demigods who are looking after things and how they are working. So that we need to understand. Okay. Um, they are entrusted to the demigods, who are innumerable assistants to the various parts of the body of the Supreme Personality. So they are assistants. Just like there is departments, right? Fire department, electricity department, what all departments are there? Health department, education department. Similarly, demigods also have all these kinds of departments. Their pleasures and displeasures are dependent on the performance of yagyas by the human being. If they follow the rules and regulations, they'll be happy. If they don't, then demigods will be dissatisfied with us. Some of the yajnas are meant to satisfy particular demigods. And even in doing so, Lord Vishnu is worshipped in all the yajnas as the chief beneficiary. So when the yajna happens, some parts go to the demigods, but the chief beneficiary is who? Vishnu. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that Krishna himself is the beneficiary of all kinds. Bhoktaram Yagatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwan. 5th chapter, 29th verse. Where Krishna says, I am the beneficiary of all the kinds of yajnas. Therefore, ultimate satisfaction of Yagyapati is the chief purpose of all yajnas. When these yajnas are performed perfectly, naturally demigods in charge of the different departments of supply are pleased. And there is no scarcity in the supply of natural products. So they will provide us rain, they'll provide us light, they'll provide us fire, they'll provide us air. Performance of yajnas have many side benefits, ultimately leading to liberation from material bondage. By performance of yajnas, all activities become purified, as it is stated in Vedas. Ahara Shuddho. So the food that we are eating, offered food, is what? Prasad. It's blessed food. It doesn't have the karma in it. So what will happen? Sattva Shuddhi. And then Sattva Suddho. Dhruva Smritir Labda Sarva Grantinam Vipramoksha. By performance of yajnas, one's eatable becomes sanctified. They'll become purified of what? Karma. And they'll be clean also. Externally clean, internally clean. And by eating them, our very existence becomes purified. We are what we eat. By eating such blessed food, prasad, what will happen? Our memory will grow finer tissues. These are healthy tissues which will help us understand spiritual knowledge better. And when memory is sanctified, one can think in the path of liberation, and all this combined together leads to Krishna consciousness, the great necessity of present day society. So by food, we can purify our life. So therefore, vegetarian food is recommended. Therefore, food without onion, garlic offered to the Supreme Lord is recommended. Meat eating and all that, it doesn't produce this kind of tissues. The tissues that those food create are not sanctified. They are created by the pains of the animals, when they die and all that. So how can those people understand spiritual life? It will be difficult, right? Okay. Ishtan Bogan hi devo dashyanti yagya bhavitah taidatan aparadhaya evo yo bhunte stena evasa. In the charge of various necessity of life, the demigods, being satisfied with the performance of yajna, will supply all necessities to you. But he who enjoys such gifts without offering them to the demigods in return is the thief. So we have to offer some part of it back to the demigods, just like we did on Makar Sankranti and Onam, Pongal. Pongal. Let's see if we can see some pictures. If you look into it, right, see what they are doing. All the food harvest is there, right? Some part of it they are offering to the Lord by fire sacrifices and puja and all that, right? Onam is also like that. Makar Sankranti. See, we produce some fire, we put till in it and all that. See, this cooking is happening. And everybody does that, not just few people. Everyone does that. So the festivals are actually performances of yajna. Does it help you to understand how our festivals are actually performances of yajna?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So when we offer them, what happens? We don't become thieves. This is not something for me. No, it is, I'm offering as a gratitude to the demigods. See, when a commissioner, police commissioner come to your society, what will you do? Will you just stand there? No, you will welcome him, right? You will welcome him, garland him, give him a place to
Yes,
sit,
yes.
right? Police commissioner, educational minister, whoever. Why? Because these are people of power and they provide certain things to us. So in return, we offer them respects. Similarly, how to offer respects to the demigods? You share these grains with them, and little only, not like all everything need not be shared. No, some part of it. And that whole thing is called yajna. The demigods are authorized to supply agents on behalf of the Supreme Personal Godhead. Therefore, they must be satisfied if performs a yajna. In prescribed yajna. Prescribed yajna means the yajnas which are actually meant, which are actually written in the Vedas. That we need to follow, not our any speculative, our own creation in the yajnas. No, not like that. What is there in the Vedas, it is like that. Like there is a Vedic story where a person was cutting his own flesh and putting it in the fire yajna, thinking that I will cut my own flesh and I'll offer it. But such a yajna is not recommended. Seeing that, Lord Shiva became very pitiful and he came there. He said, "Why are you doing this? This is not to be done." Uh, so there are prescribed yajnas, okay, where how the yajna is to perform. Not that uh, there is the duties of doctor. Can a nurse perform a duty of doctor? No, right? She's not
No.
qualified. She has to do her qualification. Just because they see the doctor injecting uh, um, some medicine or injection, some medicine or injection, the nurse sees all that and she thinks, okay, I also can recommend, or any person sees that and he says, okay, I also can recommend. That does that work? No. So prescribed, it should be prescribed, right? We call what do we call when doctors give us medicine? It's called prescription. Without prescription, can we go and get medicines? No. If someone tries to get, what will happen? It may not work. It can be deadly also. So what is prescribed yajnas in the Vedas? That only we need to follow. We should not invent our own whimsical yajnas. In the Vedas, there are different kinds of yajnas prescribed for different kinds of demigods, but all are ultimately offered to the Supreme Personal Godhead. For one who cannot understand what the personality of Godhead is, sacrifice to the demigods is recommended. According to the different material qualities of the person concerned, different types of yajnas are recommended in the Vedas. Worship of demigods is also on the same basis, namely according to different qualities. For example, meat eaters are recommended to worship goddess Kali. So some days, like Amavasya day, they can offer meat to Kali, not to anybody, only to Kali. The ghastly form of material nature, and therefore the goddess sacrifice of animals is recommended. But those who are in mode of goodness, Sattva Gun, they worship Vishnu, that is recommended. But ultimately, all yajnas are meant for gradual promotion to the transcendental position. For ordinary men, at least 5 yajnas known as the Panch Maha Yajna are necessary. So there are details of it, like Panch Maha Yajna. I am also not very much aware of it, but in our day-to-day life, whatever food we eat, we should offer it to Krishna. That is one important yajna that we have to do. Food that we eat, water that we drink, we have to offer it to Krishna. Food, fruits, flower. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 4th, maybe 9th chapter, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yo Me Bhakta Prayachati. These things you should offer, and that is also part of the yajna. One should know, however, that all the necessity of life that the human society requires are supplied by the demigod's agent of the Lord. No one can manufacture anything. Take, for example, all the eatables of the human society. These eatables include grain, fruits, vegetables, milk, sugar, etc. for the persons in mode of goodness, and also the eatables for non-vegetarian like meat, none of which can be manufactured by men. We cannot manufacture it. We can grow it with the help of earth, right? Then again, take for example heat, light, water, air, which are also not manufactured. We use it. It is available in the atmosphere. We just use it. None of them can be manufactured by human society. So none of them can be manufactured by human society. Without the Supreme Lord, without no one can live. Okay, so rain, moonlight, these are provided to us. Obviously, our life is dependent on supplies from the Lord. Even for our own manufacturing enterprises, see, whatever factory we run, we need raw materials like metals, iron, steel, sulfur, mercury, manganese. Do we produce it? No, it is there in the earth. We discover it, we dug it out, and then we use it. So that means what? That means the whole earth is providing us, right? The earth is providing, the sun is providing everything. So therefore, we with the purpose, we should make proper use of them to keep ourselves fit and healthy for the purpose of self-realization, leading to the ultimate goal of life, namely the liberation from the material existence of material struggle for existence. See, this one statement condenses the full understanding. What it is, whatever the earth provides us, food, grains, metals, etc., light and rain and all that. Why we have to use it? We have to use a proper use. What is the proper use? To keep ourselves fit and healthy. Fit and healthy. Fit and healthy. For what? Why we have to be fit and healthy? To play cricket? No. What is the ultimate fit and healthy position we have? So that we can do our spiritual activities nicely. And when we do our spiritual activities, it will lead us to ultimate goal of life, which will lead to moksha also. So that is the reason we have to be healthy. This aim of life is attained by performance of yagyas. If we forget the if we forget the purpose of human life, then simply take supplies from the agent of the Lord for sense gratification and become more and more entangled in material existence, which is not the purpose of creation. Certainly, we become thieves. So we have become thieves, right? We see, so much pollution man has created, and it is not threatening our own existence, and therefore we are punished by the laws of material nature. If we forget this purpose, that we have to use it for healthy and fit, and we are more into exploitation, then laws of nature will punish us. That's what we are seeing: climate change, too much of rain, flood, the famine. The society of thieves can never be happy. Okay, society of thieves can never be happy because they have no aim in life. The gross materialistic thieves have no ultimate goal of life. They are simply dedicated to sense gratification, nor do they have knowledge of how to perform yagyas. Lord Chaitanya, however, inaugurated the easiest performance of yajna, namely the Sankirtan yajna, which can be performed by anyone in the world who accepts the principle of Krishna consciousness. So, in today's world, what is the yajna to be performed? It is called Sankirtan yajna. What is Sankirtan yajna? Sankirtan yajna starts with chanting the holy name of Lord Hari. Uh, Lord Hari, and basically the incarnations of Vishnu, Rama, and Krishna. Okay, Nama Sankirtan. We hear this chanting of the holy name. This is the yajna. Now, but this chanting means what? Chanting means you say it loudly. Okay. So, what are we trying to sacrifice here? What is the sacrifice? It's our tongue. Yes, that energy that we are sacrificing, using our time. Time is our uh, possession, right? Something that we possess. Time. I have my time. You have your time, and we use it for Krishna's purpose to chant the holy name. That all thing becomes part of the offering to the yajna, into the yajna, and then Krishna will be happy. So this Sankirtan yajna is especially meant for Kali Yuga, means the present age. See, there are four ages, right? Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. You know this? Do you know this?
Yes, we had done this last time.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is, I think, 4,32,000, of which 5,000 years have done. This one is double of that. This one is double of this one. This one is double of Treta Yuga. So in this particular yuga, what was the sacrifice? It was meditation. How much years they used to do? 50,000 years average. Treta Yuga, fire sacrifice. How much years they used to do? Like, Rama in Ramayana, Lord Ram did a fire sacrifice which went on for 10,000 years. Can you imagine? 10,000 years. And Dwapar Yuga, temple worship. 100,000 years. In Kali Yuga, Sankirtan Yagya. Average lifespan is 100 years. Our lifespan is 100 years, out of which some of the years, we live and then. So this is how in the yugas, particular yaga is mentioned. For us, it is Sankirtan Yaga, which is very easy. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let's
So how
open up.
we calculate this 5,000? You said the Kali Yuga from the 4 lakh years, 5,000 has already been gone.
Yeah.
Now it is 2023. So is it calculating after the uh, uh, Jesus Christ
No, no,
gone,
no, no,
or
no, no, no,
how
no.
after BC, or
See, Krishna left the planet. Kali Yuga started. So from that day, we say. And now it is 5,000 years. So it's not to do
no?
with the
But
English
this,
calendar. It is to do when Lord Krishna left the planet. That is the time Kali Yuga entered.
okay. I mean, from that point of till now, the Earth
Yeah.
right
See,
now it
Treta
is
Yuga
already been
ended
more than
when
5,000
Lord
years.
Ram left the
Left.
planet. Okay.
I see.
And then in
Okay.
Satyuga, there was another reason. But it's like that.
Hmm. And the other thing is those activities like Prahlad and Narasimha is taken, Narasimha
Here.
incarnation and Prahlad. So all those things is happening in Satyuga.
Prahlad,
Okay.
Dhruva,
Hmm.
mostly Lord Ram.
And Parshuram
Yes,
also.
Parshuram, Lord Ram. Yes, and this is Lord Krishna. I'm talking. See, there are many incarnations that happen. These are the major ones. Okay. In Kali Yuga, it is
Hmm.
Lord Chaitanya, and then Lord Kalki will come at the end.
Yes. Right.
And then he will start again back the Satyuga. Once he kills everyone, then he again starts Satyuga. Like
So
that.
why does these things? I mean, it's very basic question, but like
Mm-hmm.
these all yugas, they are in cycle, right?
Yeah.
After the Kali Yuga is done, Kalki will
Yes.
come, and when Kalki will go, then again Satyuga will start, right?
Right.
So so why do we have this kind of cycle here? And I mean, because this cycle is basically because why we come. The question is like why we came on the earth. So the
Yeah.
answer
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
we wanted to
Mm.
live separately from the Lord. So when Satyuga started, like again this cycle will keep on happening. I mean, at this stage, some point of time there happen like there is no one will be who will
Yeah.
be
Yeah. Yeah.
who
Yeah. Yeah.
wanted to
Yeah.
live away from the earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then that time
That is
what will
also there.
happen?
So see this whole thing, right? How many cycles happen? This four of them happen 1,000 times in the daytime of Brahma. So in the night time of Brahma, nothing happens. So
Hmm.
Brahma lives for 100 years, and that in only in the daytime all these things are happening. In his nighttime, nothing happens. And then once Brahma also dies, then all the living entities go back into the body of Mahavishnu. They're going back in the body of. So this whole universe
Okay,
goes
so
back. Hmm.
so you mean like for the next 100 years of Brahma, this
Yeah.
whole cycle will exist,
See, the
and
present,
after that nothing will exist.
yes,
I mean,
yeah,
we all will go back to the,
back to Vishnu. Yeah, Mahavishnu. And then
and
Mahavishnu
it,
exiles, and then in another universe, we'll again come back. So, but we are giving this yagya, and we are giving this process of spiritual realization to end this whole cycle of birth and death, and return out back, return out. I mean, get out of this universe and reach the ultimate spiritual world, Golok Vrindavan. Okay.
yeah, but the thing,
Hmm.
but what my question is like,
Hmm.
uh, I mean, it is like if there are hundreds of different universe, so
Yeah,
there
yeah,
will be a time come in future that when all of those hundred of the where
yeah,
all
yeah,
of the, you know, in every universe there is a Brahma
yeah,
who is
yeah,
going to
yeah,
live for 100 years,
yes, yes,
right? So
yes.
if there is 100 universe and if there is 100, so there will be 100 Brahma. So after 100 into 100 years,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
all those all those universe will be done with their cycles of all the yugas. So in that time, no, there will be no universe left out where
No, no.
the
The
devotees
see,
will
this is
another person.
this is breathing of Mahavishnu. How
Mm-hmm.
fast is our breathing? Inside, outside.
So 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
What?
right.
Yeah, yeah. Similarly, Mahavishnu has also has his breathing cycle. Moment everything
Mm.
goes in, everything comes out. Very next moment.
Mm. Okay, so it is like an infinite chain. It will keep on
Yeah, yeah.
happening
This is
again and
happening. This is happening. Ananta. It's happening.
again. Okay.
Okay.
Because and
Hmm.
Brahma also this no, not Brahma. Vishnu has Garbhodaksha Vishnu is this, right? Garbhodaksha
See,
Vishnu.
this is
So
Garbhodaksha Vishnu. This is Mahavishnu.
So Mahavishnu is also came from Krishna only, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. See,
Uh,
Krishna, he expands into Radharani, he expands into Balram.
uh,
Balram expands into
Balram, yes.
quadruple, first quadruple. This quadruple expands into four more quadruples. They expand into this all this Narayan, Varaha avatars, and
Hmm.
then they expand into Shiv, Sadashiv. Then this is Brahma
Hmm.
Jyoti. Then this is Mahavishnu, from whose body the multiple universes come, and then
Hmm.
like that. Okay.
Okay, okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. 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 So let's meet next week and we'll continue. 3.13.
Okay. Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare